Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our weekly live. Um, I'm Lisa DeToffel. I'm your host, and today we're going to talk about mindset shift around networking. So, again, welcome to Relationship Communications Weekly Live. And for those of you joining for the first time, I'm the founder of Relationship Communications, where I coach and mentor established and aspiring professionals to create, grow, and scale their network. Relationship Communications Weekly Live is a tactical and practical show that we do every week at the same time, every Friday morning at 10 a.m. So I hope you will put that on your calendar and make plans to join us. I would love to hear from you if you're joining us live. Say hello and let me know where you're coming in from. We are streaming on different platforms. If you do happen to be watching us or joining us on YouTube, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button or ring the bell so that you can be notified every time that we do go live. So we are sponsored by Tiger Eye Solution. And at Tiger Eye Solution, we work with speakers, coaches, and professionals to help them grow their business so that they can be the CEO and do what they love to do within their business, the reason they started their business in the first place, right? And we do this virtually and in our online community. So today, again, our topic is going to be mindset for networking. But before we dive into our topic, I do want to introduce myself for those of you that are new and may not know who I am. This was me almost 6 years ago when I was a preschool teacher. I was a teacher for over 25 years, and I built numerous of different relationships for sure. And relationships are key pieces in life, not just in your business, not just, personally, but in life in general. Because no matter which direction these relationships are built, whether it's in your personal life or your professional life, they all can benefit. It actually can come full circle if you think about it. Someone you met maybe 4, 5, 10 years ago, whatever it may be, in your personal life, maybe y'all reacquaint or, contact each other and update each other, get updated on what each other is doing now, what's going on in your life, etc. And you tell them about what you're doing now professionally. You tell them about your business. They may know others or they may could utilize, what you offer, whether it's a product or a service, whatever it may be. But you never know how building relationships could affect you long term. And it's very, very important to build relationships when you meet new people. Like I said, whether it's in your personal life or whether it's in your professional life. I have experienced this recently with someone I have known in my personal life for, oh my goodness, for decades. And I we reconnected recently, and I shared with them what I'm doing now about my business, about Tiger Eye Solution, right? And we have a coffee chat, if you will, scheduled in the near future so that we can talk further about my business and what I do and see how we can help each other and if it's a good fit. So you never know when you build relationships, even if it's a friendship you had maybe back when you were in high school. I know some of us are older, like myself, so it's been a minute since our high school days, right? But those relationships, even back then, could come back into your life now and even into your professional life once they learn what it is you're doing and what you have to offer. You could become a client, a customer, or whatever. It depends on what you have to offer, whether it's a product, whether it's a service. It could come full circle for sure. So no matter if it's a personal relationship or professional relationship that you have started in the past, make sure you are nurturing those relationships. Very important. If you follow me on social media, if you follow Tiger Eye Solution on social media, I really believe in Follow Up Friday. And today is Friday, and that's exactly what I do on Fridays is I do all my follow-up. So If you don't have a follow-up system in place for your business, I encourage you to find one and get it set up quickly, because you could be losing money, right? If you're not nurturing those relationships, whether they're professional or personal, it does not matter. Just make sure you are nurturing the relationships that you have built in the past, because you never know. It could come full circle and they could use what it is you have to offer. So building relationships are very important. And like I said, this was me building relationship with all these kiddos when I was in the classroom, right? And other coworkers that I worked with. And during those 25 years that I was a teacher, I was also a single mom twice. And I was the head of the household. So I had to make sure I had everything in place, had the specific relationships I needed in place as well, in order to be the head of household during those times that I was a single mother. And so I relied on the relationships that I had in my life, right? Whether it was family relationships, co-working relationships, whatever it was, personal relationships. There was a lot of different types of relationships I had back then, for sure. But it was very important, because sometimes I had to lean on those people that I had those relationships with, being a single mother. So there again, your personal and your professional relationships are very, very important. And this is what my life looks like today. My husband, Jeff, we met in 2012, married in 2016, and he supports me in my business. I started my business back in 2018, so he was very supportive when I signed up and took a training program that taught me how to be a virtual assistant and how to start a virtual assistant business, which is awesome. And I still have supporters and communities that I'm a part of today that also help me to move forward. You always need a support system, and no matter what you're doing, whether it's your family that's supporting you or whether it's other professionals that are supporting you and, possibly do the same type of things that you do. Very, very important. My family is actually getting ready to grow even bigger. My third grandchild is on the way any day now. We're super excited about that. But this is what my family looks like today. With my two twin grandbabies who are 15 months old. Oh my goodness, they have grown, learning to walk, all the things, that go along with that. And of course, this is Tiger Eye Solution. I did take that training program back in 2018, started my business, learned a lot as my business moved forward, re-niched in different areas, all the things. And then 2021, after the pandemic, is when I decided to build a team. And today, Tiger Eye Solution has a team of 11 virtual assistants that specialize in different areas. So there's an array of different services that we provide. And we do have a new website. So I invite you to go check out our new website. All our services are listed there on the services page. It's tigereyesolution.com is where you can find our new website. So go check it out. And if you want to have a conversation about anything you find on the website, please reach out. I'll be happy to do that. Hi, Robert. So glad you could join me today. Okay, so let's dive into networking mind shift. Mindset is so important in the professional world, and networking is a big part of my professional world. I know a lot of you out there also do a lot of networking, which if you're wanting to meet new people, it is a very good way to do that. Okay. So let's dive into our topic, the mind shift for networking. Okay. Relationship marketing is very important in your business as well. So relationship marketing is telling everyone you know about what you do. Just like I spoke of earlier, I reacquainted with someone from my past, way back when. And that was a relationship marketing, because I've had a relationship with that person in my past. And I can now tell them about what I do today, right? So relationship marketing is telling everyone you know about what you do, okay? So let's dive into this. As a professional, you have likely heard that you need to spread the word about your business to be successful. And that is true. And networking is a great way to do that, to help spread the word about your business and what it is that you do. Before learning more about the networking, a good rule of thumb is experience. Like I said, relationships you've had with the past, maybe you want to reach out to those people and, y'all get reacquainted and learn about each other again, what you're doing now, update each other. In other words, yes, maybe you knew them way back when you was in high school, telling my age, but that's okay. And y'all have not had that opportunity to reconnect and catch up and update each other on not just life, but what you're doing professionally as well. So there's a lot of noise out there. Okay, there's a lot of people, and people are making small talk. Small talk can be beneficial as well. Okay, so I don't like to make small talk. If I go to an in-person networking event, I'm an introvert, so making small talk is not my strong suit. So I pretty much try to look and see if there's someone in the room that I already know, and I will go start talking to them first. Makes it a little easier on me, being an introvert and not like to talking to new people that I don't know. So like I said, there's a lot of noise out there. You could walk into a room that's very, very loud with other people talking. That could be intimidating or overwhelming for you if you're an introvert like myself. Like I said, I'm terrible at making small talk. And I don't like to sell either. So if I go to an in-person networking event, I have to prepare myself ahead of time, for sure, in order to make that event successful for me. Okay. So what I normally do is I show up, talk to one person that I already know, and maybe chit chat with a few other people. Maybe the lady at the desk, or at the table when you first walk in, where you're checking in and she gives you your name tag, etc. Talk to her, right? And kind of tell her who you are and what it is you do. Talk to that person that you know after you walk in, and maybe one other person. And then I'll just go to the ladies' room and kind of hide for a few minutes. Yes, I know that's probably not very professional of me, but with me not being a small talk person, and I get being introverted plays a lot into that. Okay. So by the end of the meeting, I usually try to get out of there as fast as possible. And this is what I used to do. Okay. And that was my experience of networking in the beginning when I first started my business. I did not like to go to in-person networking events. I tried to get out of it every which way possible. Okay. And those of you that may know me and know how much I network and enjoy networking probably find that a little humorous, and that's okay. But in the beginning, it was very difficult. So building that inner strength within me has been a challenge for sure since 2018. But I knew I had to shift my mindset. See, that was my mindset back then in the very beginning. So I knew a mindset shift had to happen, because if I didn't, I was not going to have a successful business, right? If I didn't do something, and mindset was a big piece of that, then my business was going to fail. And that's not what I wanted by any means. But I wanted to do it in a way that was going to not feel icky or scary or salesy. Because I hate an icky situation. And sometimes walking into a networking event, if you're an introvert, it can feel that way. It can also feel scary. It can feel all the things. Trust me, I've been there. So for those of you that think it feels icky to network, I'm here to tell you that you can take the ick out if you just make a mind shift, and it won't feel icky anymore. Okay. So And it won't feel like you're being spammy or salesy or anything like that when you go into a networking event and actually walk up to someone and introduce yourself and start talking, okay? All the things. So I'm going to tell you how to not be all those things, not to be scared, not to think it's going to be icky, all those different things. This is what I want you to know. So this is my overview of networking. You dress in a professional clothes, make sure you're dressed professionally and you get, before you even leave. Now, for me, I will usually lay out my clothes the night before, just so that's something I don't have to worry about that next morning when I'm trying to get ready to go. So make sure you look professional or dress professional. You enter the room, you look in the room, and you realize you don't know anyone. And you are like, oh no, you're just standing there. Who am I supposed to go talk to? You feel stupid or icky. You might talk to a couple of people and then you're ready to leave. Don't do that. But you should walk into a networking event or maybe you've walked up to a group of people at a networking event and you kind of just stand there. Maybe they're standing in a circle and you walk up to their circle and they don't open it to let you in. So you're like, oh my God, they are not talking to me. And your brain is going crazy and you're thinking, what am I even doing here? These people don't want to talk to me. They don't want to learn about me. Do I even want to go? Do I even want to have my own business? Right? Sometimes you might question yourself and question, what am I doing here? Why am I even trying to run my own business? It's not going to work. All the gibberish starts going in your head. Okay. I'm telling you all these things. Do not listen to the gibberish. Okay. Again, it's just crazy. Then you might start, the gibberish goes again. I'm not good at what I do. Why do I have to do this? This is so stupid. It feels really icky. I want to go home. All the things, right? Don't listen to the gibberish. Okay. So how many of you have felt this way? I know I have in the past, right? And the gibberish can take over. Yes, thanks, Robert. We should dress nice when we're networking online. Yes, online and in person. Very important. We'll get to online in just a couple of minutes. So how many of you have felt this way? The ickiness, the feeling stupid, like you shouldn't even be there, all the things, right? So you go get in the car after the meeting's over and you feel like you failed. You feel like you didn't tell anyone what you do. Nobody has tried to work with you or hire you, which is a big mindset shift we are going to have to make. And, just think, you might think, I don't have what it takes. Well, you're wrong. So if this is what networking is like for you, we're going to shift that. Okay. When you make the mindset shift, all that's going to change. So what I want to tell you is what networking actually is. Okay. Because a lot of people have a misunderstanding of what networking is or a pre-assumption of what it is. And you think it's selling. You think it's convincing people to work with you. You think it's spammy. You think it's getting in people's face, saying, this is what I do. You need to work with me, blah, 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 blah. All the things, right? So don't get in their face. That's not something you need to do. Please don't get in their face if you go to an in-person networking event. So I want to talk about what networking is. Okay, here's the definition of networking. Networking is the action or process of interacting with others to exchange information and develop professional or social contacts. I'm going to say that again, okay? Networking is the action or process of interacting with others to exchange information and develop professional or social contacts. So kind of let that sink in for a minute. It's talking to people to exchange information. That's all you're doing. You're just introducing yourself and exchanging information with the person you're talking to. Okay? You're not selling. You're not trying to get them to hire you right on the spot or purchase whatever it is that you're trying to sell. Okay? That's not what you're doing. So when people are at networking events, they don't want to be sold to. And you don't want to be sold to either, right? However, sometimes other people do that when they're at a networking event, which makes it a little uncomfortable. But that doesn't mean that you have to or that you need to, because you don't. That's not what you're there for. What you're trying to do is just exchange your information. That means tell people what you do to develop a personal or social contact and possibly a relationship. Okay? But when you're first meeting them, you're just developing that personal or social contact. Okay? You just have a new contact person in your network. Now, if you want to further that after the event is over, then you definitely need to reach out to that person, follow up with that person, and maybe schedule a coffee chat with them to get to know them better and see if there is potential of building a relationship with that person, okay? So basically, you are at the event to talk about what you do, to meet people, and to make friends. Because some of those people you meet could eventually be your friends as well, right? And that's it. That's all you're there to do. And some of my closest friends I have met at networking events. Some of the people on my team I have met at networking events. So you never know what may become of you actually attending that event, introducing yourself and telling the person what you do, and then following up with them after the event, scheduling that coffee chat and having another conversation with them. You never know where it can lead. Yes, they may become a customer or a client. Yes, they may become part of your team, whatever, because you don't know what the future holds, right? So, I have met so many different people at networking events in person and online. But you totally have to shift your mindset and take the pressure off. Okay? Don't have that pressure on yourself when you're going into the event. To think that you have to go in there and try to sell yourself, sell your business, your services, your products, whatever it is. That's not what you're attending the event for, okay? So remove all that stress that you're attaching to networking, because that's not what networking is. It's not what it's all about, okay? When you remove all the pressure and tell yourself, I'm here, I'm going to meet some people, I'm going to tell them about what I do, and then listen to them talk and tell me what they do, and have no expectations of being hired or anyone purchasing what you have to offer. Okay, do not have any expectations of that, okay? Because that's not what those people are there for either. They're not wanting anything from you. They're not thinking, I've got to purchase from her. I've got to work with her. I mean, if they're interested in working with you, great. But y'all need to have another conversation outside that event, after that event is over, not at that given moment, okay? It's a very natural situation when you attend online or in person networking event. So you have to take the emotion out of it, take the stress out of it, and just enjoy the event. And everything that I have told you here about networking applies to online and in-person events. So it doesn't matter if you're actually going to an in-person event or if you're going to an online event. All these things I've shared today applies to both. You want to be prepared. You want to dress professionally. So if you're like me and you don't want to be scrambling around for your professional clothes the morning of, then choose what you're going to wear the night before. It makes it so much more simple for me anyway. Practice talking about what you do or what whatever it is your business is about. Okay. Practice what you want to say at that specific event. I mean, you might want to say something different at different events. Just depends on what event you're going to, right? Now, basically, I say pretty much the same thing every time I go to an event, just kind of explaining to people what Tiger Eye Solution is and what we do. Yes, I let them know that I have a team for Tiger Eye Solution in that verbiage that I share when I'm talking to someone. And if they want to schedule a coffee chat afterwards and learn more, that's wonderful. I'm happy to do that as well. And I encourage them to connect with me on social platforms. I let them know what social platforms I'm a part of. And I say, okay, well, let's connect on LinkedIn. That's a professional platform per se. And if you're a professional and you're not on LinkedIn, you need to get there quickly. Okay. There's a lot of professionals on LinkedIn, and that's where you need to be. Now, there's other platforms you can be a part of. Another platform I really enjoy is Alignable. It's more of a networking type of platform. I attend as many online networking events on Alignable as I can. They have numerous of online networking events that you can attend. So whenever I'm available, I do try to attend a networking event on Alignable. They are awesome. Just attended a couple earlier this week. They have really turned out to be great. I have coffee chats and stuff already scheduled from the people that I met at those online events on Alignable. So it's really a great platform. So if you have any questions about anything that I shared today around networking, please reach out, send me a message. Thank you, Robert, for joining me live today. I hope you learned something. And I want to also encourage you, if you're not a part of Relationship Communications Facebook group, you really should consider joining. It's a free Facebook group to be a part of. It's a networking Facebook group where we're live in there every day. I'm posting, other people are posting, we're commenting, encouraging each other, supporting each other, all the things. So if you're not a part of that Facebook group, you really need to consider joining it. It's free to join. And also, if you want to take your networking even further, you might want to consider joining the VIP group that Relationship Communications has as well. Things are really fixing to vamp up in the VIP group. I'm working on something specific for that group currently, and it's really going to be great. So the VIP group is a paid group to be a part of. So you can see more about it and learn more about it also in the Relationship Communications group. And or if you have questions, you can reach out to me. I'll be happy to answer your questions. The group meets twice a month. The first session is a Q&A session. So if you have any questions around the professional world or business, you can bring those questions with you and we'll answer them as a group. Our second meeting is a party. That's what I like to call it. It's where we come and we celebrate all our wins, big or small, and then share a goal that we may have for the next month. So it's really a lot of fun and a great place to meet other people, other professionals, and support each other. Because that's what, networking is all about, is supporting other professionals, other business owners, just like yourself. If you want to meet like-minded people and help support them and have them help support you, then that's how you do it. So I will post more about that as well in the Relationship Communications Facebook group. Thank you again, Robert, for being here today. Glad you learned something. And again, if anyone has any questions about anything I shared today, please reach out. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you again soon.